Welcome back to CBS News Texas on TXA 21 and streaming for you on cbsnewstexas.com. Tonight, we're taking a look at the border crisis and the impact beyond the border. Think groceries, think about maybe housing, and even the economy. All of those things are connected and they're affected by what is happening on the border. Our media partners at Texas Monthly took an in-depth look at why this crisis won't be solved at the physical border between the U.S. and Mexico. We've got Jack Herrera joining us. Jack wrote an article, and he joins us for today's in-depth discussion about the topic. Jack, first and foremost, thank you so much for chatting with us. I want to start with a quote from your article. You write, quote, "While the militarized border fails to stop many hopeful migrants from journeying north, it does something else to them. It roughs them up. It puts them in debt. It renders them vulnerable. In that way, our immigration policy keeps the cost of construction, consumer goods, and groceries low for Texans and other Americans." Jack, what can you tell us about what you learned when it comes to housing, to the economy, and the potential for mass deportations?
Yeah, Ken, thank you. I started reporting the story because I wanted to understand the status of undocumented workers in Texas. And when you look at our state, you see that we have over 1 million undocumented people in the state, and no industry employs more of them than construction. So I set my eyes on the construction projects, the big builds that are changing the skylines of Houston and Dallas and building houses all around the state. I started talking to people, contractors and other builders around the state, and they would tell me off the record and sometimes on the record very candidly, listen, if I wanted to hire just citizens, if I wanted to hire people with just work status, I can't find enough people. If I want to go hire 100 people and I don't want any of them to be undocumented, I'm going to struggle to do that. And what really that revealed to me is how much our economy depends on these workers. And so unless you want the price of housing or building and new offices, new hospitals, unless you want those costs to skyrocket and for building to slow down significantly, you need to use these workers. And that's the state of play we're in, regardless of whoever's in the White House.
Yeah, and that is interesting that you point that out, that really whoever's in the White House doesn't really matter. That's what happens down here. We've seen that before. You also spoke to a woman who was undocumented. She lives here in Dallas. What did she tell you, Jack, about being taken advantage of on both sides of the border?
Yeah, so I just spoke to a woman named Veronica Carrasco, and she actually insisted that we use her full name because the message she's trying to send to other workers is you don't need to be afraid and you can stand up for your rights. Because she's had to learn that the hard way. She crossed the border, she's from Honduras, and she crossed the border into McAllen from Reynosa, where basically she showed up without hiring a smuggler, but when you get into that city, the cartels, the local gangs and the cartels do not want you crossing the border unless you're paying them for their services. And so she got spotted as soon as she got into town. She ended up paying one of their mulas, one of their smugglers, a few $100s to get her across the river. So she shows up in Houston with debt, and so she needs to get a job. And so she starts working a job at a convenience store. And as she's working the job, she works there for a week, and at the end of the week, they say, "Hey, we're not going to pay you." And when she protests, they say, "Well, we'll call ICE, so you can leave, or we'll call immigration." And that's one of the most common threats you hear from employers threatening their undocumented employees. Something that happened to Veronica more recently is she was in Dallas. She worked a construction job. They said, "Let's run it as a test. Work this job, and if you do a good job, we'll hire you." But at the end of the quote-unquote test, after she'd done hours and hours of hard work, they said, "You haven't passed the test. We're not paying you for it." And so there are all sorts of scams, just basically outright fraud to steal workers' wages.
Yeah, you also chatted with a big name, really, in the Texas construction industry. What does Stan Merrick want to see happen with all of this? What do you have to say?
Yeah, so Stan Merrick is of Merrick Bros Construction. He's based in Houston. This is one of the largest interior contractors in the Southwest. And so he's a big name in building. And the thing that Stan has done that's interesting is he's really been the sort of emperor's wearing no clothes sort of guy. He has said, let's just be honest about this. Construction, all of us have extreme pressures to hire undocumented immigrants. Stan, tells me he tries his absolute best and goes a lot further than most companies to avoid hiring undocumented workers. But he made the point to me that that's difficult to do. the fact that there are so many different levels of subcontracting. Every builder is hiring subcontractors to, I don't know, lay hardwood floors or hang drywall. You're hiring specialist crews, and they show up with their own papers. And are you going to spend the time doing the due diligence? If somebody's showing you a social security card or social security number, or they're showing you a contract and everything looks legit up front, are you as a business going to do your own investigation? Are you going to hire your own investigators to do this? Most businesses reason that that's the government's job. But what Stan told me that's most important, and again, this is whether you're pro-immigration or anti-immigration, you have to understand the fact that most builders know that they're relying on an undocumented workforce. Whether or not that they're hiring them intentionally, they know that they're undocumented workers on their work sites because that is who is in the state. That is who we have to build these buildings.
All right, Jack, here's $1 million question. How does the U.S. solve the border crisis? Do you have that answer?
Yeah, I've got it in 10 seconds right now. We're going to fix it right here, Dan. Well, I mean, no. I mean, I think that I think there's a lot of politicians right now on both sides of the aisle that are trying to sell you on a simple solution that either mass deportation or the Democrats, comprehensive border reform bill, like pretending that that's the silver bullet and we're going to fix everything. But this is such a deeply embedded problem. It's such a fundamental part of this country's economy that it'd be like banning gasoline. Like, even if you can transition off undocumented workers, banning them, getting rid of them tomorrow would destroy the economy. And that's a fact. That's whether or not you want immigration, you don't like immigration. These workers, our economy relies on it. So it's a longer term change. How to solve it on the short term? What's the most meaningful thing we can do? I think there's a lot of different answers to that question. But in my reporting, I think that the simplest thing is that there are a huge number of employers who want these workers, want to hire immigrants because they're having trouble hiring native-born workers. And so these companies want to hire people. These workers want to come, but there is no legal way for them to do that. It's much, much harder to get a work visa than most people understand. Wasn't that the simplest solution right there? These people who are crossing undocumented, if you give them a place to line up, to put their name down, to pay taxes, they'll run to that line. They want to be on the system. They want to pay taxes. They want to have proper workers' comps and insurance and protections. They don't want to be vulnerable like Veronica is vulnerable.
Jack, thank you so much for your time, for answering our questions and giving us a closer insight into your reporting. We really appreciate it. There's still more to look in at for Jack's article. If you want to see that, you can read it all right now. It's over on TexasMonthly.com. We will be right back.